Om Jananim Sharadam Devim Ramakrishnam Jagadgurum Pada Padme Tayo Shritva Pranamami Muhurmuhu. To M, Master is speaking. Hazra said that a man could not be liberated unless he was born in a Brahmin body. How is that? I said. One attains liberation through bhakti alone. Shavari was a daughter of a hunter. Shabari actually it is. Shabari was the daughter of a hunter. She, Ruidas was a cobbler, and others belonged to the Shudra caste, lowest caste, that is labor class. They were liberated through bhakti alone, through love of God. They attained God. But still Hazra insisted. He recognized Dhruva's spiritual greatness, but not as much as he recognized Prahlada's. When Latu said Dhruva had great yearning for God from his boyhood, he kept still. I said that there was nothing greater than bhakti that sought no end and no selfish motive. Bhakti, love of God, devotion to God. I said there was nothing greater than bhakti that sought no end, had no selfish motive. Pure love of God, pure devotion to God. Life is devoted to God without any expectations, without any demand. Unconditional love. Hazra contradicted me. I said to him, a wealthy man is annoyed when a petitioner comes to him. There he comes, he says angrily. Sit down, he says to him in an indifferent voice, and shows that he is much annoyed. He does not allow such a beggar to ride with him in his carriage. But Hazra said that God was not like such a wealthy people of the world. Did he lack wealth that he should feel pinched to give it away? Hazra said further, when rain falls from sky, the Ganges and all the big rivers and lakes overflow with water. Small tanks too are filled. Likewise, God out of His grace grants wealth and riches as well as knowledge and devotion. How that the worldly tendencies again and again point out to the perishable world. God will give wealth also. We do not know wealth comes for our destruction or our good. We do not know. A man who doesn't know how to use wealth, if he gets the wealth, any person in this world, especially the present world, when all are running behind possession and enjoyments, the moment anybody acquires wealth, immediately he will rush into the enjoyments. The wealth has become poison to him. Wealth he doesn't know how to use. He spends on enjoyments. Similarly, a wealth, it is come to a good man's hand, he utilizes it for the best purposes, to serve the suffering mankind, to help the needy, all that he does. And if it reaches an aspirant's hand, he uses for the welfare of spiritual welfare of people, preservation of the culture, serving the nature, all beings. Apart from that, the wealth should go for the evolution of a person rather than filling his stomach. He sees that it goes in the right way to help people to cultivate devotion and love, to be able to sacrifice for the others and love humanity, to love all beings. He spends the money for that. What he does, he wants others also to acquire the tendency of sacrifice and love. So, how are we going to use? So, God may give, but what are we? Have we wept at least once for the others suffering in the world? Then we will see, we will understand the wealth, the value of the wealth. To the devotees, but I call his impure devotion to God, but I call this impure devotion to God. Pure devotion, I call this impure devotion to God. This means when we mix up, oh, God gives me wealth as well as devotion. God may or may not give me wealth. If He gives devotion, everything is all right. The wealth coming and not coming, usually God doesn't interfere because it's a part of karma. Without doing good karma, you cannot expect if you have done good karma, nobody can stop for you getting your result, getting your wealth or whatever you are due for. Similarly, if you have done bad, the sufferings and the effects of the bad action are bound to come, even if you don't want. And if you don't want wealth also, if you have earned and kept, it will come to you. But devotion doesn't come like that. Devotion comes, and the thought of, we are able to think of God by God's grace, not because of our efforts. When we see that there is no possibility of saving ourselves in any way, then we will understand it is grace of God which is making us think of Him, not our efforts. Many people denounce and come, then the depth of their heart, there must be the understanding, God has brought me. Because millions and millions, crores of human beings are there who wants to renounce. They will be rushing, all are rushing into the path of enjoyment, all perishable and acquiring the whole dirt of the world and entangled in the sufferings and joys. Joys means pleasures, sense pleasures, and wasting their life in one way and acquiring what they should not acquire. When amidst then millions and millions of people, someone turns around, then You can just imagine, with all that pravaha, when all people are being carried away in flood, somebody is just walking on the water in the reverse direction, over the same flood. Means it's a wonder. It cannot be but grace of God which makes them renounce. I call this impure devotion when it's mixed up with seeking the selfish ends. Pure devotion has no desire behind it. You don't want anything from me, but you love to see me and hear my words. My mind also dwells on you. I wonder how you are and why you do not come. Means concern. Sri Ramakrishna is expressing, I feel concerned because you are dedicating, you are loving. You don't want, if you had any desire in coming, my mind would not have dwelled upon you. My mind is dwelling upon you. It wants to see, it wants to hear, because you don't expect anything from me. You do not want anything of God, but still you love Him. That is pure love. Bhakti, love of God with no motive behind it. Prahlada had it. He sought neither kingdom nor riches. He sought Hari alone. I want you alone. M. Hazra is a chatterbox. He won't achieve anything unless he becomes silent. In the world also we see the Mahabharata, Ramayana, all these epics, apart from Puranas, these epics have got great things to present to us. These epics, what they do is present exactly what is happening in the world, nature of every person, how the mind works of a worldly person, how a little elevating, a little turning towards God, how he behaves, how a sadhaka, when it becomes a sadhaka, how he balances between the secular and spiritual. As he advances, how he gets released himself without neglecting his duties and responsibilities, how he fulfills all this. The whole thing is shown in these epics. And nature of every type of people are brought into picture. So also here Sri Ramakrishna's life. Every type of person and his tendencies, his nature, his prakriti is being shown. Immediately when we see, oh, may this defect be not in me. May this effect. Sri Ramakrishna is pointing out what is there within me. He is bringing Hazra into picture to clean my heart, to clean my mind. He has brought them because these are the major problems that we face in our spiritual life. Many times we feel Hazra was better than me because he got the company of Master. Something great he might have sacrificed in his life, previous lives. He might have sacrificed his own life with all his tendencies, nature. He must have done something, that incarnation of God, to live with the incarnation of God so many days. Yet again and again instructed and do the same error again and again. How much of rare opportunity in human life you see, which we do not know, but we could not achieve so easily. So these are all Leela Sahacharas. Most of them are playing the game just to present to the world how we behave. The moment we see any such things, immediately we have to correct ourselves. Oh, may I not have that defect. May I not have that defect. May I be pure. May I be calm. May I be evolving every day. At least a little, you must be moving towards God. Little. Just take a leaf of a plant grows. That much. Look at our own nails and hairs, how they project out. Little by every moment it is going. It is like that every moment. You must be nearing little, very little, but it should not stop. When it stops is when you lose the link between you and God. Link between you and God through japa or any means, through prayer, through japa, through dhyana, you have to continue it. Oh, I should not forget God. I should not be dissociated from God. All things are all right. I can do anything that God give me, more work and more activities. I shall be happy. But let me not be separated from His presence. So that must be a constant thing that we have to aspire for, that no such defects will remain in me and I am constantly moving towards God. Master, now and then he comes to me and becomes mellowed. He becomes mellowed, calms down. But he is a pest. Again he argues. It is very hard to get rid of egotism. You may cut down an ashwatha tree, but the next day a sprout will spring up. As long as the roots remain, the tree will grow again. I said to Hazra, do not speak ill of anyone. It is Narayana himself who has assumed all these forms. One can worship even a wicked person. God himself has become everything. Again and again, you must recall this, the greatest treasure of Hinduism. God is all-pervading, and in Him the universe appears and disappears. This constant, a few things you must be very firm. I have three bodies, gross, subtle and causal. So is the universe, gross, subtle and causal. The microcosm and macrocosm are built in the same principle. These few things, there is sattva, rajatama. Universe means there is sattva, rajatama. There is cognition, I can see and hear, cognition. There is matter, tamas. Cognition is sattva. And then movements are there. Movements are there. Movements alone represent time. If movements are not there, no time. As in, you are in deep sleep, everything is silent. So this time factor is movement. Movement is called the rajas. There is cognition, I am able to see, hear, note. It's able to present itself, the world. So this cognition is sattva, movements all movements, including my mind, is moving tremendously. The mind is rajas aspect. Then tamas is there as matter, the whole matter. So these things you must be very clear. What is jiva? What is this world? What is beyond? It is very hard to get rid of egotism. You may cut down Ashwatha tree, but the next day its sprouts will spring up. As long as the roots remain, the tree will grow again. You cut off some or the other from somewhere or the other, that shoot comes, because roots are embedded in the earth. Shoot comes to project the tree again. I said to Hazra, don't speak ill of anyone. It is Narayana himself who has assumed all these forms. An important treasure of this Hinduism. God is all pervading. He exists in all 5 aspects of God: the transcendental, the immanent, the Lord of the universe, the indweller, and the incarnation. These 5, the absolute, in which the universe appears in unchangeable ultimate reality, the Brahman, as Vishwarupa, the Ishvara, then as the Lord of the universe, as universe itself, God, immanent aspect, Lord of the universe, then as the indweller, Antaryamin, and as the Avatara, incarnation. These 5 aspects, when we see the term God, all these aspects must pass through like a glimpse. When we use a term, cell phone, how much of understanding, it comes into mind. Where to apply, how to use, everything we know. So, like that, God, everything you must know. Oh, He is God. In what sense? This is God. In what sense? I said to Hazra, don't speak ill of anyone. It is Narayana himself who has assumed. Just like in dream, whatever you see is mind. Here, whatever you see is God. But we are identified with the body, so it's looking different from me and different from God. When you translate that, you will see one God has become all this. One can worship even a wicked person, not an ordinary person, because God has taken the wicked form. Have not you observed the Kumari Puja? Why should you worship a girl who has all the physical limitations of a human being? She is not fully grown into a lady. Before that you want to worship him. For what? Have not you observed the Kumari Puja? Why should you worship a girl who has all physical limitations of a human being? It is because she is the form of the Divine Mother. She is form of the Divine Mother. But God dwells in a special way in His devotees as the indweller. The devotee is His parlor, where He constantly visits and available. When we say His parlor, where He is always available. So He is there in the heart. Any time, anywhere you want to see God, you can see in the devotee's heart. Because He is in constant communion with God, independent of his external activities. Devotee, the term devotee, immediately you must shine. I am a devotee if you say, I am internally ever united and conscious of it. in spite of all my external activities. I have a family, I have this, I have that, I have to go for work in the morning, everything is all right. Apart from all that, he is united with God. He is called a devotee. These things are not obstructing him, his work and duties, and he is not stopping them. It is going on, and his oneness with God is becoming more and more clear to him. Devotee is his parlor. If the God has large body, then it makes a good tanpura. It gives a nice sound, toning. Tanpura is a musical instrument which gives the toning, shruti. And it is made up of pumpkin skin. It is allowed to grow fully. It becomes a hard shell outside. And that is, shell alone is used for making tanpura. A stick vertical, bottom. The bulb which is used, it becomes what makes the sound streamlined like. It is streamlined and projected forth. The tuning becomes so clear and proud, as if something is projecting it forward apart from its own energy. It is getting resounded. A resonance gets added to its inner movements. The sound is entering into the bulb and is getting spinned and reflected within, and is producing multiple sounds as if. It becomes proud. It becomes one way helping other to project forth. Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Tat Sat Shri Ramakrishna Arpanamastu.